I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years, and for the most part, we have a fun and loving relationship. However, I have long known that we have some fundamentally incompatible traits, and in the past month or two, I have been considering in the past month or two, I have been considering leaving him. I have also been questioning if some of the behavior he displays could be considered abusive, and whether this would justify me leaving without much explanation. My boyfriend was upfront with me when we first met that he had struggled with gambling addiction for the past 10 years, and that saw him showing through thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, but that he had recovered and could gamble on a casual basis without relapsing. At the start of the year, he decided he would never gamble again, but that didn't last long because we don't live our lives together or combine finances. I've never set boundaries with this habit of his because I don't even know what my stance on it is. One night he told me he felt like going out and asked me if I'd come with him to the casino. Feeling emotionally vulnerable, I told him I prefer to spend the night at home with him. He said he'd go out by himself, to which I said I'd prefer he didn't and started getting a bit teary. This went back and forth, escalating in him calling me a stupid B word and slamming the door on me. He returned after a few hours and merely said, "I'm sorry." One day I agreed to drive him to the casino. At the venue, he was very quiet and dismissive, so I told him I would go for a walk for a bit, and he was not talking to me. Whilst I'm on a walk, he calls me and says he's finished and asks me to come back to the car. I run back to my car and he's evidently in a bad mood, asking me where I was. We get inside and I start the car and he asks me to drive him to the nearest ATM because he has lost all his money. I suggest that it's not a good idea to gamble in his mindset, but he doesn't listen and says I should do what he says for once. Because I was feeling anxious, I accidentally make a wrong turn and he tells me I am stupid. I apologize and say I made a mistake because I was feeling stressed. He tells me it's my fault because I started it. Apparently, in the morning, I had made a joke he didn't like, which I had completely forgotten about. While my boyfriend can be exceptionally loving and sweet, there are times he will become incredibly angry over small things. He is an extreme road rager. For example, the kind of person to yell and abuse strangers from his car. One day, a woman accidentally cut him off, rolled down her window to apologize, and he proceeded to call her a stupid B word. In addition to these aggressive behaviors, my boyfriend rarely ever apologizes to me or take accountability for his wrongdoings. Because of this, I have been questioning my own perception of events and feeling guilty over perhaps not trying hard enough to fix misunderstandings. I once told him that I was upset he does not contact me much during the week and that I prefer more communication. He immediately shifted the blame to me, saying that I am too sensitive and that I've put him behind at work. Today I made a mistake and I know what I did was wrong. I suspected that he had been gambling during the week, but when I asked, he told me to drop the subject. When he went into the shower, I opened his drawer where I know he keeps copious amounts of money when he's on a winning streak. However, I immediately shut the drawer because I knew it wasn't my place to look. When he came out of the shower, he immediately asked why I had been through his things. I confessed to the above and apologized. He was very angry, told me he can't trust me anymore and that I've disrespected him. I politely reminded him that he had mistreated me many times in the relationship and that I have always spoken to him calmly about it. He told me that he has never done anything wrong and that when he gets angry, it's because I have done something to deserve it. Despite the above, I unfortunately have a deep attachment to this man, and when I haven't done something wrong, we have a very loving relationship. Because we met when I was so young, I feel very dependent on him. However, his inability to take accountability or communicate in a respectful manner makes me want to just pack my bags and leave without trying to fix things or give him a chance. I suppose I just wanted to get this off my chest and seek confirmation that the way I'm being treated is unacceptable. It is also my birthday in 10 days, which is heightening the emotionality of the situation. I don't think it's fair for either of us if I stay a day more, but I can't seem to find the strength to leave. This was quite rough, I can't lie. But the fact is, I think you're afraid to leave him because you met him when you were so young, and I think probably he was your first, was your first boyfriend, and you have that sort of attachment to him. So basically, he plays on that and he takes advantage of your emotions. So basically, this is a toxic relationship. It does not matter what you try to do. From what I'm saying, with his gambling addiction, also, this man clearly has problems that he needs to work on. So until he works on those things, works on his anger management and his gambling addiction, I don't think there's any relationship to save here. Well, that was it for today, guys. A very long and very troublesome relationship we went through today. Catch you guys on the next one.